Oh, hello. How rude of me just to show up unannounced like this. So I am just checking to see if I am on board. So tell me, Ian, am I live? Seeing Ian and I are sitting in the same room right now. So I'm just seeing if I am live. Let's see. Oh, I can't see myself.
Ready?
Yes, I am live. Yes, I am indeed. I just can't see myself, except for right now. I can see myself right now. So I'm just going to share now, and share it over to a group, which is going to be the hypnotherapy group with over 1,000 members. And of course, my masterclass group, which is probably my more active group. And I'm going to get ready to come to you guys with something really super special today. So, what do you know? And I'm even sitting in a completely different place and space. I'm kind of like in my downstairs in the library. It's not actually that posh, you guys. I'm actually sitting in the room that is actually the messiest room in the house. It's where we watch Netflix, where we relax, where we have TV dinners, where we do all the things. And now all I'm going to do is go live on, I am going to go live, I believe, on Instagram. So let's do that too. So just while I'm here, I'm just going to teach you about all the things that I do, unless I already am live, of course. I am checking my connection and about to go live, 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 live. Hi there, Instagram, prosperity codes. So I am on StreamYard, so I may not be able to see your comments here, guys. And there'll be people watching in one group, and then there'll be people watching on my personal profile, and there might even be a few people watching on my business page. But I want to talk to you guys about your mastery, your genius, and how you can totally open yourself up to prosperity. Now, I'm going to do an exercise with you. So let's do this. The exercise is I want you to put out on one hand, and I want you to say wealth. And as you put out that wealth, I want you to look at that hand as you're saying wealth. Say wealth and feel into that wealth, okay? Now, just shake it out. So we will do a pattern interruption and let's go into the other hand. So on the other hand, let's say prosperity codes. No coughing in the background, please, mister. All right, so prosperity codes. So look at your other hand and say prosperity codes. Now, I want you to let me know in the chat which hand feels, because this is part of your DNA blueprint, but you've got to be really present. Take in a deep breath. You've got to be fully grounded, and you've got to come right into your physical being and into your body, and just allow yourself to feel really omnipresent. So really right in this moment. And then say wealth on one hand, wealth, and feel into that. And then on the other hand, say prosperity codes. Now, write it down in the comment for this to become your manifestation. Which one feels more illuminated, more lighter, more brighter? Okay, is it wealth or is it prosperity codes? So that's my little exercise, and I'll come back and have a look at some of the comments. Now, I want to ask you a question. Are you aligned for poverty, right? Middle class or prosperity? Where is your frequency? Now, did you know that sometimes you do not even recognize where your frequency is because you may have been brought up in a very middle class family? And what I find, interestingly enough, is that if people are brought up in a middle class to poverty, so they sort of dip, quite often the children, if they went through hardship, pain, challenges, perhaps dad went bankrupt, perhaps they couldn't really get all the things they truly wanted in life, but they were still middle class and they still hung out with middle class people and maybe even prosperous people, and they kind of played the game of struggle, but they knew deep down inside their family was suffering. And what I find is quite often, and this was Andrew Carnegie's story, Andrew Carnegie, who was actually employed Napoleon Hill, grew up with a single mum, and that single mother really struggled, and he watched his mum struggle. And because of that struggle and him being quite an intelligent man, being who he was, creating steel, creating the railway, and taking on Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, right? He became very wealthy, rich, prosperous, right? And what I find is that when people have an experience in their life where they were really brought into their, I guess, into their biggest struggle, their biggest pain, that is their greatest, or often their greatest ammunition to drive them. So, my driving force, for those of you who do not know me, Terry Messenger, I create world class programs. I have been training NLP since 2006. I began imparting my world class modalities when my clients demanded that they wanted to know how I actually created these incredible, powerful modalities. And online right now, I am helping many people to speak to their people. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Your prosperity, your wealth, your riches, which comes under Master Key 3. Okay, Master Key 3 being your spiritual wealth codes. So, next question. Are you ready to design the crest of a new wave as a leader, a creator, and an innovator? So I have no hesitation in saying that I am a great person of polarizing people. Right now, when I say a great person of polarizing people, I'm very great at polarizing. That means that I'm standing in my truth. I know very well that I'm very bold and I'm very convicted about my mission to transform the world, to impart world class modalities to others so they can be part of my legacy 1 million. Right? So, this is what I call the 5%. You didn't fit in, you're too bold, you're too much. People will try and close you down. Maybe you grew up and you had a lot of adversity. Maybe you had a lot of trauma. Maybe you suffered like what I suffered, where I had a deep shadow wound of inadequacy. And the inadequacy taught me something very powerful. And this is what I want to talk to you about today: how to turn your adversity into your greatest power, how to create that, where you may have felt poverty stricken with challenge, trauma, and all those kinds of things. I want to tell you that that is your crest, that is your wave to ride and actually become a light to the world and say, you know what, it's okay to be too much. It's okay to be bold. It's okay not to fit in with the status quo because they are not your people. So, as we go through this today, I want to excite you and let you know that it's all been happening in Voxer. We just concluded our master key, which I am going to give that to people today who join my program. Now, I have already had people joining this program, and I haven't even spoken about it yet. In fact, the page has not even been created or made. So here's the thing. In Voxer, I am doing daily transmissions of downloads. This is where I can channel through my gift, through my guides, the energy of the person who is actually asking a question. Now, when I come forth with that channel so that it can help that person expand and open up their unique fingerprint of their DNA. Because if you try, yes, there are traditional people, there are people that like to duplicate, they like to follow the flow, and there is nothing wrong with that. I don't hear me saying, you know, that is a wrong un, but it is not for me. I am a creator, a leader, an influencer, and I always have been a trendsetter. So I like to lead the way. In fact, no sooner do I create, I actually outgrow it, and then I'm ready to move. So as I'm moving and grooving with people that are in Voxer, I'm able to channel their energy and tell them how to stand out in their world, how to become the spokesperson to your people, how to have your people attracted to you so that they will know that your journey is so exciting, so innovative. But you know what is so important is to be recognized for your individuality and how you can simply turn your trauma, your shadow, into your light and into your greatest mellow. I didn't even plan that. But you know, my gene keys are harmony. So without harmony, without balance, and without peace, my prosperity codes could be squashed. Could your prosperity codes be getting squashed by a shadow that does not align with your DNA? And this is something I want to talk to you about. So the first thing I'm going to say is stop trying to fit in with people where you do not fit, okay? Now, I could say I've had some heartbreaking experiences, right? I've had heartbreaking experiences where I have tried so hard to fit in to the mold, and I have been burnt, I have been hurt, and I've had the carpet pulled from underneath my feet. But let me tell you, today that is a blessing. Not at the time, it wasn't. It was painful, it was hurtful, and it was quite, I could have been left bitter, twisted, and, you know, really alone. But that's not what we are called to do. We are not called to be burnt by people and then to wear that scar like a badge, right? We are called to wear our adversity, and every human being has adversities. There's no point trying to say you are perfect because it ain't happening, you guys. So this is really about you owning yourself and understanding. So why did I go with the people that, you know, I didn't fit in with? Why was I trying so hard to fit in? But, you know, when I look at the thread of my life, I recognize that I became really good at something. And guess what that was? I became epically successful in failing. Have you ever failed? And even better, are you able to laugh about it? So, you know, when it came to failure, not only would I be able to fail, but I would be able to make people laugh because I would just do the most ridiculous, hideous things. I'm not going to entertain you all with that now, but my genius zone does not allow me to fit in to that average, that, you know, that logical, that status quo. And I have come to know that I seriously need those people who are in that world, and I seriously will connect with them possibly better when they learn how to recognize what I do and who I am. But if you are in the situation where you are attracting the wrong people, they may be seen to put you down. You may feel like you're being downtrodden. You may feel like you've been belittled. And this is something that I have to tell you, that the soon as you begin to recognize it, the better, because you were born to lead. Now, those people who are going to align with this, you will know who you are. Some people are going to get polarized. They're going to come in and go, oh no. Some people are going to come in because they want to know what I'm up to. Okay. And that's okay. But my people, you know who you are. You are a born leader, and you have been through enough stuff in your life to become world class, world class at actually voicing. Now, did you know one of my gene keys is actually my voice? And it's interesting, you know, I've got a couple of funny situations where, you know, once upon a time when I was trying to attract the right people, and I was getting other people to work on my behalf, and they were just going out there and talking to everybody, and as a result, nobody, right? And then I'd get all these kind of ridiculous messages coming back, stop spamming me and all the rest of it. And I would be horrified because of, you know, I'm a professional person, right? So I would get really angry at my lead generation people and say to them, if you do that again, I'm going to cut your head off, because it would be so embarrassing to either invite my brother-in-law into one of my shows, or somebody who's not really going to be one of my people. So I found myself actually apologizing. Hey, I'm really sorry. This is Terry Messenger. You know, the last thing I want to do is spam you, and this is what I do, and I've got support on the other side, and da 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 da. And guess what? This is a true story. I had a person come back to me and go, "Oh my gosh, I just heard your voice and I melted." Right? Heard my voice and melted. Now, I've been told this over and over and over again. I love your voice. Oh, wow, your voice. Now, I know that sometimes when it's an outsider that's in the US or outside of my own Australian country and continent, that can be a little bit novel. But no, it's not about that. I've been told that, and I recognized even as a young person my voice. And believe me, I promise you, I can't sing. Well, I can, but you won't want to hear me sing, right? But my voice is my gold. My voice is what I create when I take people through transmissions. My voice is what my people hear when they say, I want to follow that person. So, what if you could deal with the corrupted files that are trapped in the library of your body? What if you could actually release them? What if you could actually move into your limitless, timeless, and liberated life? What if you woke up today or tomorrow, let's say tomorrow, and you totally came into a limitless, expanded world where there were no limitations. You saw no corruption in anybody in the world. You have released all the hurt. It's like all the files and all the data of all the people that ever wounded you, hurt you, all of the things just have gone, right? And you are looking at the world through new eyes. Now, what if you then could sit down and play your life on the big screen? What if you could see yourself in your glory? What would you be doing? Like for prosperity, to be rich, to be abundant. You know, I doubt very much if you're watching me, you want to be rich, abundant, and prosperous just so you can have all the money in the world to sit there. Yes, it may bring security. Yes, it may bring a feeling and a sense of limitless well being. But you are about what you want to do with your life, what you can do with the money to resource yourself, to be a service to the world. And that's who my people want to be. They want to impact. And regardless of what business you're in, yes, I lead people with transformative modalities. But let me promise you, that my people can not only release their own trauma, but they can create their world stage, their world class product, service, business system that is absolutely coded to your limitless DNA. So, the only reason that you are playing the triggers, playing back the old things, is because the data that is popping up daily is actually stemming from where you have been in your past and has a frequency. But I'm going to ask you to look at that frequency. I'm going to ask you to really examine what, does your frequency align with who you want to be? Or are you still playing that radio station of the poverty that you came from? Or the old file that where you actually were corrupted, where your energy was corrupted by an experience. Well, this is about releasing the shadow, the darkness, and being able to stand into the light, right? You don't have to be according to other people's dharma. You don't have to live by the dharma of what others say to you. When you can decode yourself, completely decode yourself, and recode your identity to switch off the faulty version and switch on the new empowered version. But what you're going to have to do is you are going to have to lean into transparency. You are going to have to lean into honesty of who you are and face your demons so you can completely dissolve, clear, and release them. And then you can stand into your power. Now, we just did a masterclass so that people that are in the masterclass could have a taste, mind you, an absolutely delicious, yummy taste of what it's like to be inside my container, to be able to have daily transmissions, to be able to hear the channeling and create your own service. I've got people who have designed programs just being inside of Voxer, right? And I have, people that have just said to me, Terry, I am so grateful for everything that you're doing because it's changed my life. Now, this is what my calling is. My calling is to impart, but to unite with people of the same caliber, of the same, mindset, of the same value system, because this is about walking in your truth and into your honesty. This is about being able to wake up every morning and move into a contemplation status instead of a that kind of energy where, oh my gosh, panic stations about your life, where you are at, what's going on. You need to drop that story. You need to open up and become that person who can wake up in the morning and contemplate your world so that you can allow the downloads. You need your mind to have the peace and serenity and quietness. And that can be done even if you've got 9 children. And there'll be a very beautiful lady knowing why I have said that. And there'll be more to be said about that in your limitless life. So I would want to really express to you guys, if you would like to have a delicious taste of 3 powerful videos immediately, where you will have a ability to do breath work to expand your consciousness, to awaken your subconscious super consciousness, so you can move from the 3D world of the matrix and ask yourself, which way am I going to go? To the left or to the right? Am I going to stay locked in this space, or am I going to expand? And now I'm going to own how I'm going to move into my destiny. So which pill will you take? The red one or the blue one? So that's the matrix, right? Quote. So as you move into this $55 what I've created has 3 powerful videos. They are short and sweet and juicy, and because you've watched this video, it will allow you to move into this delicious awakening, an illumination of whom you are. It'll give you the ability to awaken your subconscious through the life force of breath work, right? And then it will also give you this incredible experience to move at the speed of light through a timeline journey of quantum flow, where you will experience this, total dissolving of your shadows and ridding the chaos and turning it into your illumination, into your equilibrium, into your balance, harmony. And so you can then claim your prosperity codes. So then we finish. So that's the second video. And then the third one will do a complete entirety of a cleanup. So you're going to take something that is stuck, an energy that is stuck in your library, and it's trapped, and it's really an experience that comes from your life. And you may have had tons of experiences, but this is going to bulldoze them all, because you're going to choose one and you're going to completely release that trauma. So I'm going to ask Sally to drop the $55 ability for you to access that right now. And I'm going to invite those who have already been through it, and maybe even the lady, and I've actually spoken to 2 people already, one who has already enrolled into Prosperity Codes. You're going to get that anyway. So you'll get that, but you'll get the daily Voxer support, and that you'll get the 3 videos, but then the Prosperity Codes will begin in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to join Prosperity Codes, and I would love you to do that, and we'll give you this $55 complete transformation. Or if you feel like, Terry, I don't really know you very well and I'm not sure, but I want to have a taste test. It's like going to, like a smorgasbord, where you walk into this delicious smorgasbord and you trial a few things before you move to the next. If you want to jump in, 2 feet and a heartbeat, so you get Voxer, all the things, go for Prosperity Codes, and you will get this with it anyway as your bonus, but you have to do it in 24 hours as getting and making that decision. Otherwise, you can, if you've already done this, sign up for Prosperity Codes while it is still $555, and guess what? You're going to receive your own gene key human design so you can tap into your zone of genius. I'm going to take you through that world and give you that. So you'll come into Voxer, you'll get all of the things. And, you know, no matter what you do, this is exponentially an incredible price. So you want to come into the self-awareness, self-illumination. For those who aren't quite sure, grab the $55 offer because the world will just expand and open up. And then for those who just know, I'm in, maybe you've already done the $55 masterclass of 3 powerful videos, you will move into having, you know, that complete support, daily transmissions in Voxer and prosperity codes, and we'll give you the bonuses. So, you know, I hope that this has made sense and that this is a real connection to your soul. If you're feeling a connection, if there is something there where you want to know more, DM me. My inbox is open. But I would, if you haven't grabbed that $55 one, I would do that because that's my no-brainer. And yeah, and I will definitely, I know there's lots of people that are already ready to jump on for our Master Key 3 spiritual prosperity codes. This is your rich and your powerful, your dynamic life where you totally come into your own. Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to please the world. Own yourself, claim your power, activate your voice, and step into your prosperity. That's all I got, guys. I am going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go off on a holiday vacation and I'll be catching you anyway because, you know, my life is like an oyster. I wake up every day, I live and I love what I do, and my life becomes a seamless flow. Not that it's ever perfect. I still have those obstacles and challenges that just wake me up and just teach me that, Terry, stay awake. Don't go to sleep because you need to be vigilant and you need to be a light to the world so that there are a lot of light workers out there, a lot of influencers and leaders who want this ability to take what they've got and turn it into their empire. So that's it from me. Bye for now and much love. Mwah. May the force be with you.